Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, yesterday we saw the Kenya Conference of Catholic Bishops issuing a press statement condemning the government on their failures, and they even went further to expose that the government or the church institution in terms of hospitals 3 point something billion Kenyan shillings, and then moving from NHIF to share without paying this debt. So they went on to describe this regime full of lies, a regime built its foundation on mere lies, propaganda, corruption, and all that. They were very right. Because apart from mere talking, we have never seen the president going more step to arrest and prosecute those people who are corrupt in this country. Hata yeye mwenyewe hajajiwakilisha kwa polisi. So pia yeye ametuhumiwa. Ni mtuhumiwa. Now, what has surprised me is the response from Oscar Sudi to Bishop Muheria. In the entire press conference, I never saw Bishop Muheria speaking. But alikuwa amesimama tu kwa kikundi cha wale mabishop wengine. But Oscar Sudi singled out Bishop Muheria, and this is what he is telling the bishop. It is dumbfounding to see Archbishop Anthony Muheria preaching the gospel on one hand and funding tribalism on the other hand. Muheria lacks moral authority to criticize the current regime because he is akin to doublespeak. The cleric is on record for backing the past regime even when it was clear it had failed Kenyans and must be bold enough to steer away from tribal politics. Really, even if I think yesterday I shared that video, I have not seen anywhere Bishop Anthony Muheria spoke. But if Oscar Sudi is talking about the previous regime, we had William Ruto and Uhuru Kenyatta, a deputy and the president. So what is this saying? That Muheria did not condemn Ruto when he was a deputy, and now is condemning him when he's there? Kenyans are also raising so many questions. In the KCCB press conference, we saw Bishop Kimengich of Elder Diocese giving a statement. How comes, and he hit very hard this regime, how comes Oscar Sudi is not speaking about Bishop Kimengich? Because now, what we are seeing Kenya discussing here is the issue of tribalism, a statement that Oscar Sudi posted. Tribalism. A man of cloth speaking same language with Oscar Sudi, Kalenjin, was leading these bishops into castigating this regime, but Oscar Sudi is not mentioning him anywhere. Is it that tribalism? Because this is what Archbishop Kimengich had to say. A culture of lies in government is swiftly replacing the integrity and respect that Kenyans deserve. Basically, it seems that truth does not exist, and if it does, it's only what the government says. Kenyans have helplessly tolerated lies told to them constantly by the politician. Kenyans must learn not to applaud or validate the lies that politicians tell them, but rather must resolve to seek and be led by the truth. So sorry for that. His statement is not that much light that you think. It is not. The bishop was right, and he hit very strong because we have a regime full of lies. If there is anyone who spoke about or who is actually condemning the government's failure, is one bishop, Dominic Kimengich. It's a challenge. But Oscar Sudi is avoiding to mention him. He went on to attack someone who said nothing. But just because he's a Catholic priest, he has to be attacked. So what is he telling the public? Kama kuna watu wanaongoza mambo ya tribalism, ni serikali ya Mheshimiwa William Ruto na wandani wake. You can't castigate Bishop Anthony Muheria of tribalism remark when your own bishop who is attacking the government directly, is not mentioned anywhere in your statement. Kenyans also were commenting on this, and I want to read some comments here. Alex Robert Tafari, unapea wiki ngapi mkarabati? Anauliza yeye unapea bishop how many weeks? But it is sarcastic, eh? Another one here, Manoa Ndani, unataka kukarabati dini. Men of God are always right. Hao ndio wamebaki our official opposition. Mlinunua hadi Raila. Livondo, this regime is useless. Kubali matokeo. And go ahead and impeach him. Munaingilia hadi church. Karen, he never talk, he deserve all respect. That's very true. Sikuwa na kiongea mani popote. Respect men of God. That is Kungu Samuel. Njoroge, I am a tribal period. Freedom of speech and association is enshrined in our constitution, so we are on the track. Kirinyaga used to... Then, Chege Majuis, I think most of you know Chege Majuis. This is what he said. Is that Muheria speaking? But you have to drag Kikuyus to prove your point. The man that he has shared there in the photo, Askofu Kimengich, is the one addressing the people here. Lakini Oscar Sudi hakumwongelea. Egan Ezra, my good friend, this is what he said. How about Kimengich? Kutosoma ni kitu kibaya. Those are comments from Kenyans. Now, before we end this discussion, I have a quick request for those who are watching and you have not yet subscribed. Please consider subscribing. To our returning subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to our discussion. Now, if you talk about the people who are castigating the government, there are so many bishops from Rift Valley who have stood up to oppose what this government has been able to do. Ole Sapit has been condemning this regime, even though we know what he was able to do at Bomas of Kenya. Many viewed him as part of this regime, but he has always come out to condemn them. I have never seen Oscar Sudi coming out to castigate him. So tukiongea mambo ya ukabila, I think Oscar Sudi is showing that he is selective when it comes to condemning the bishops. It's a kind of attack of a region. So did he even knew what he was writing? Did he know the implication of that? Or he just go to the social media and write the statement? The truth is that this regime has failed and the bishops have told them the truth. Let them abide with this reality. But single singling out a priest, then you attack him for saying nothing. For me, it's absurd. It's a kind of attack of a community, because now you can see the comments that Kenyans are dropping here. That is a kind of attacking a community. Because one of their own spoke and he wanted the government, but he did not attack him. But he went on to attack a man who was silent. What's the meaning of that? So Oscar Sudi is displaying tribalism, ignorance, and backfighting of bishops just because they have been told the truth.